guys, and welcome to my channel here, which is One Kitchen if you haven't already noticed. I'm Julia, and today I'm going to show you how to make my version of a very delicious lasagna, but also very different. It is going to be a delicious lasagna with beef, feta cheese, parsley, garlic and onion and bechamel sauce. So yummy, so let's get started. So what I will be using for my lasagna is some minced beef, some mozzarella cheese, and then here I have some bechamel sauce. I've already showed you in one of my very old videos how to make a bechamel sauce, so just leave the link for that down below in my description. And then I'm also going to use some feta cheese. I'm using a delicious soft feta cheese that I've just cut into some strips. And use a good delicious feta cheese. You don't want those dry feta cheeses as we have here in Denmark, which is actually not called feta cheese, but that is a whole other story. Use soft feta cheese, cut into some strips, and then I'm also going to use some water, some chopped parsley, and I just have a very large handful in here. I haven't really weighed it or measured it. And I'm also going to use some salt, some pepper, some pasta sheets, and then some broth cubes. I'm just using vegetable broth cubes. You can also use beef or whatever you want to. And then I'm also going to use some roughly chopped onions and some crushed garlic. And I use some very extremely large cloves of garlic today. So I only have around 3.5 very large cloves, but that will be about 5-6 regular size garlic cloves. So I of course also need to use some butter, and I am just going to add my butter into my pot here or pan, and I'm just going to let that melt. My butter is now melted, and I'm just going to add in my onions and garlic. And I'm just going to stir it up in just a little bit. And yes, I'm using quite a lot of butter, but that just makes this lasagna so much better. But you can of course use less if you don't like that much butter. So right now I'm just adding in my beef as well, just to fry those things together. And I'm also going to add in some pepper and some salt. And now I'm just going to stir all this here together and just fry until the meat is cooked and the onions are nice and soft. So my meat is now looking good and my onions are nice and soft. So now I'm just going to add in some water. And this water here is that cooks the pasta, because pasta needs liquid to boil and to get done, so that's why I'm adding in water. And I'm also going to add in some broth cubes to give some delicious flavor. So now I'm just going to get this here to a boil so the broth cubes can dissolve. My lasagna is now ready to be assembled, and my oven is already at 180 degrees C convection oven. And if you don't have convection, then just have it at 195 degrees C. But I have already placed my first layer of pasta cheese in here, and I'm just going to add in some of my beef and onion and broth mix here. So just on with some of that. And then some of my bechamel sauce. A new pasta layer. And I like to have a little bit of extra pasta here. And then a new layer of my beef. And then into this layer here, I'm just going to sprinkle out my delicious chopped parsley. And then I'm just going to add my feta cheese on top here. And now the last layer of pasta. And my beef mix here. I am now going to pour it over just to make sure I get all of that broth in, to make sure that the pasta gets nicely cooked. And then my bechamel sauce again. And then over the mozzarella cheese. And this lasagna here is now ready to be baked in the oven for about 35 minutes. And then I'm just going to take it out and let it rest for about 30 minutes. And then it is ready to be served. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed the recipe for my white lasagna. And if you want to give it a go, all the ingredients are down below in my description. It got exactly 35 minutes in my oven, and then I let it rest for 30 minutes. And now it is ready to be eaten, and it is just delicious. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel here, and I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Bye! Give it a go.